Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Living with Sin. It's your girl Sin, and here's where we feel sensational inside and out. I hope that you're having a sensational day. I know that I am because I woke up in London and it is my fourth day now, which honestly, I'm still kind of getting into the time. It is a big time shift. Not huge, but kind of. It's like 5 hour shift, so but today was a beautiful day, and I was called to tell you about something. This video is for you. If you're watching this, it is for you. It's time to stop suffering. Did you know that there's 80 to 90% of people, excuse me, that are still suffering in this life? 80 to 90%, that's a lot. Because they're stuck in the same loop, the same cycles of lack, scarcity, survival mode, fear. Aren't you tired of seeing that? I know that I am. And I've lived that life. 32 years, that life. Some people live their whole lifetime living that life. Can you believe that? Their whole lifetime. Lifetimes. Until they come back to themselves. It really saddens me to think about it. Because the freedom is within us. Every person that told you that you can't have this, or you're not enough, you're not worthy, or have done something to make you feel these things. The abandonment wound, it hits hard. And that's something that I had to cut. That one was a really deep wound for me. And we can talk about that because I feel that this is what you need to hear. I'm over here trying to be serious, and then of course there's just fun outside because this is a big playground. But yeah, let's talk about my abandonment wound. My abandonment wound came from a generational karmic cycle. And if you don't know what a generational karmic cycle, I don't like to say curse, I like to say karmic cycle, is when your generation, your lineage before you, your mom, your dad, sorry, this is not leveled. Let me get it. No, there you go. Your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your grandmas, like, you get what I'm saying? Basically, they only know what they were taught, right? And in the DNA, this is some real stuff. When they get together, the DNA, it passes down to you, right? Because this is all they know. And it goes on and on and on. And obviously, have you ever played telephone before? When you play telephone, and by the end of however big it is, the big circle, is when the message starts to change, right? And it goes down to you. It is up to you to cut the cords, to do things that are different. Okay? And I have definitely cut the ties in a lot of things. I won't take the full credit because my parents had to cut cords in order for me to see those cords as well. But I will say that it does take a lot of yourself to get past these generational karmic cycles. So the biggest one that I had that I just severed, because we sword slayers out here, was the abandonment wound. The abandonment wound is so deep rooted, okay? Because it has, think of any wound as the middle of like a web, okay? The core root of the roots of the weeds, okay? And the monster of it all. And in this root, you sprouted little things. Like with the abandonment, what is going on? With the abandonment wound, you have wanted to be validated, wanted to be seen, heard. Obviously the abandonment itself. Chasing, wanted to be chosen. There's so many because it goes crazy. The shame, the guilt, it just all goes into not feeling worthy. That one's really big, okay? The worthy one. So, and this was all stemmed from generational, you know, like, so what I had a deep conversation with my mom about this is you have to forgive, right? That's how we get rid of any type of suffering, of any attachment. You just have to forgive it and allow it just to be. And it's hard. It is really hard, but it takes will and power. And it's possible, okay, with practice. Anything with practice becomes what it is, right? And we become really good at it. An athlete doesn't just sit around and wait around for their best opportunity. They become the opportunity. So it's kind of like the same thing. You just practice, 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 and have a knowing that you can get through it. So through my generations, we suffered with abandonment. So we didn't have that closeness of the mother wound. Like the mother wound was real because we didn't have that closeness. We didn't have the relationships of that nurturing side of us. What was projected was a lot of abandonment. It was a lot of masculinity as well, a lot of independent, I don't need anybody, and also attracting those type of men that leached off of women. Yes, they're out there. And by the way, I want to say this with love. There's no judgment here right now. This is just calling things for what they were in my life and my experience. But I'm pretty sure that, excuse me, if you're on this video, you resonate. And I'm just telling you like what a generational karmic cycle is and how you can actually overcome it. So also we had daddy issues. You know, we all had dad issues with, you know, this is also a very much big trigger warning video. I just want to put that out there because I might get so involved in what I'm saying that I'll forget. But this is a trigger warning video, so just keep that in mind. There was abuse. You know, there was a lot of cycles of that. Excuse me, confirmation burp through every generation. But once you decide and you become aware of these wounds and these cycles, I'm telling you that the awareness is the master key to all doors. And this is what I teach on my course, is that once you have the awareness, you can get through anything because you no longer are blinded to the fact, and you are then able to make the choice to let go of that fact and no longer let it be a fact. It becomes nothing, it dissipates, and you are no longer tied to that. I also teach that in my course about identities, about unmasking yourself and learning about who you truly are without the masks that were given to you, the identities. And that's also part of the generational karma and cycles, is that we're in the DNA, we are given these identities that aren't ours. They were passed on to us from projection because they only knew who they were, right? And who they were has become who you are with the DNA, right? But you change the DNA. And I don't know if you noticed this gets really, really deep. But with me, my personal experience, When I started to transform, my whole identity changed. Not just who I am, but my external identity changed too. Like my physical body changed. You know, you're shedding emotionally, not emotionally but physically, and like your face, the way your face looks, everything like that. Like I just feel more childlike. Um and like coming back to yourself, your core self, which is your childlike innocence. And you're changing your DNA literally inside, which is so crazy to even think about. You can call me crazy, but this is real. This is science. This is physics. This is energy. You're changing the energy within you, the DNA that was, given to you. You are changing it because you're changing the way of your neural pathways. You're changing all these things. You're cutting the cords. Okay, like your brain is a huge computer, and everything that was plugged into you, all these identities of worthless, giving you fear, self-doubt, all these things, you are one by one detaching yourself from these plugs. Okay, and if you don't give energy into the plug, right, it can't live, it doesn't survive. So once you let it be, like let go of the whatever was a fact, it no longer lives with you. You let it go. It used to be big and now it's no longer there. And that is an amazing feeling, because that's where all that physical weight just comes off, because you're no longer hurting. You're no longer holding on to all this baggage that was given to you. It's like one day, I think I've said this in another video, it was one day you woke up and realized that you're holding a cinder block for your whole life and wondering, wow, this is why everything was so heavy. I could just put it down. It's that simple. But of course, if we're looking down here, we can never look up and see the opportunities around us or what's real. We're so focused on looking down on things and becoming this victim, or having this victim mentality of why me, poor me, and blaming everybody else, but not being realistic with yourself and taking responsibility of where you are right then and there. Because yeah, and I used to be that person too. I used to blame everybody. I used to be like, oh my god, the world is against me. No, no, honey. You have the choice every single day of how you want to show up in this world. Do you want to continue to suffer for the rest of your life? Or do you want to be free and at peace and live the dream that you are here to dream and live? Because that's where we are. We're in this big dream. And in this dream, you can dream whatever you want. You create it yourself. You want chaos? Well, you go out and find chaos. Guess what? Chaos gonna come knocking at your door every single time. Hey, you ordered chaos? I'm here. Special delivery. All right, on time too. Oh, this time you got an extra chaos. Extra free, yep. Buy one, get one free chaos. Because, that's what you are attracting. But once you become aware of these things, and once you see, okay, I am not my mother, I am not my father, I'm not my grandmother, I'm not any of these people. Once you cut that tie, and it's so much bigger than you, once you cut that tie, guess what? Everything after you will no longer have to suffer the way that the previous generation did. Your lineage after you becomes clear. You're changing the DNA altogether. So, yeah, it gets so deep, you guys. But I'm so grateful to become this person and have this awareness and become this guide, and to be able to create such a beautiful course that takes 6 weeks to initiate this freedom for you. And what took me 32 years of suffering, and to create a 6-week initiation transformation to help those that no longer want to suffer anymore, is pretty amazing. And you can find that very, very soon. I will be probably launching it in the next week or so. I'm not sure about the certain date, but it's coming soon. And it's coming soon to you. Okay. But yeah, you guys, I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I hope this message found you well. And If you haven't, join the Ripple movement down below, subscribe, and love this video because I love you. And I will catch you on the next wave.